Oh my dear Jesus Christ, Jay, I am exhausted with the level of amazing people here at Decimate Festival, and I'm not even talking about talent. And this next batch of misfits are no exception. They are about as hardworking as they come, comprised of Edmonton's superstars Pam Terra, Jeff Demas Cunningham, Leslie Osborne, and Gerdhart, are the four legends of the awe-inspiring blues metal shred masters, Boneyard! All right, welcome in, fellas and lady.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. We just finished our set, so we're all hyped up.
Yes,
I was so
we caught
pleased,
your set.
yeah.
It was very, very good. It was awesome to finally see you guys in the flesh. It's crazy. I feel like I've known you 100 years, and like I've been following you so long. It's actually really nice to actually see you and actually put names to the faces and actually hear you talk and get to meet you.
Yeah.
Real people too.
Yeah.
Like the heavy metal
We're
ABBA.
alive.
Yeah.
Hey, who's Benny? Me or you?
I don't know. That one was Sven.
Yeah, like it's also nice to have a founding member of Decimate in here as well, who's not trying to kill us or make us do extra work.
Yeah, shout out Licks.
Yeah. So I mean, like how I guess in your experience, like the festival, it's going. Like I will say from walking in, we talked to Sloan about this a little bit, but like, dear God, it's like you guys knocked it out of the park. Like the talent here, the bands, the caliber of people, the everything from like start to finish has been like a smoothly oiled machine. No thanks to Licks and Sloan. I'm kidding. Obviously, huge thanks to them too. And you've Leslie running the bar. I was like, I haven't seen Leslie all night. And they're like,
Yeah,
she's
where
at
is
the
she?
bar.
Yeah, I've been bartending like all of last night and then this morning, and then I had to take a break so we could play our fucking set and then do this interview. But yeah, we've been going nonstop, and it's a lot of fucking work. But when we see people having fun, and we see youth bands like Rising Tempest,
Oh my God.
wow, they blew everybody away, and that's what this is about.
Absolutely.
It's just it's
and thank
been
you for
wonderful.
like giving up what precious little time you have to talk to us morons
Yeah.
about music and beer.
But yeah, so seeing you guys up there, it's like, I guess the big question that's it sounds a little basic bitch of me to ask, but I would like to know, like, how did Boneyard form? How has it been throughout the years? Like, how has the sound evolved? Like, you guys have been through lineup changes and it's been going on for a while. So yeah, like, how did this amalgamation of personalities mesh and then create art?
We started out as cover band. 3 sets a night, slogging through classic hard rock covers. And it kind of quickly got old.
Mm.
And so Pam and I wanted to get back to writing originals and focus on that. And we had a couple previous members, which we started with, wrote some songs, played some shows, and eventually aimed for our first album. And before that happened, that's when those members left, and Gerhard came in before the recording of our first album, and so he's been with us for a while, and so ever since then we've just been focused on original music, and we'll throw in a fun cover like you heard in the set once in a while.
It keeps it lively.
We
and
still like to
interesting
do
you
that,
guys, right?
little surprise.
Yeah, when people recognize the song, they get pretty amped up.
So with that, how have you stayed true to your early beginnings with going through these lineup changes?
I think we've evolved quite a bit. With adding Gerhardt was like a big thing where we were just amazed at the stuff he could do. By the way, just letting you know.
Aww.
There's been a lot of love in this room today.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now.
And then like totally we were just like, wow, like it's somebody who's like really contributing and bringing their ideas in, and it was just like wow. And then when Leslie came, it was like, oh my God, super wow. Like it almost sometimes feels like it's too good to be true. Like I'm like, okay, I'm counting my blessings. Like and yeah, it's just gelling really well, and I really like some of the songs we're coming up with. We're all writing together now, so that's been a learning curve, but we've been doing it. We've just been doing really like that.
Like-minded.
Yeah.
The musicianship level is way higher.
So I think
And so-
our songs are
Notice
reflecting
that.
that too.
We keep each other, in line and pushing each other, and really creative. And since Leslie joined, she's has all these ideas and song ideas ready to go. So we're really looking forward. We have 3 songs that we've recorded. We're going to be releasing them as singles, but the goal is to still get enough for an album.
Mm-hmm.
So we're close to about halfway now.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you shooting for? Like a
9 song
Okay,
CD.
cool. Yeah.
And that'll be out when?
Wait, you're ruining
Give us
my
some
questions.
insight, yeah.
You're taking my stuff away.
We are notoriously slow, so we were hoping by year's end, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, Leslie brought in a new song which we played tonight, "Blood in the Bond," and that one came together quite quickly. So we're like, maybe we can make that loose quota. So
I think with the, I'll say something here because I haven't really said much of anything interview-wise, but like with playing in a band, I think the biggest thing is just having people that you can work with.
Yeah.
That's like most of it, right? I mean, you can tackle arrangement, songwriting, lyrics, melody, all that, harmony, but if you're defending your position all the time because you want it your way, then you have a little bit of trouble, right? And also, the same token, people don't just go, well, here, this is what I wrote, and then walk away from it. So there's a process there, and I think with songwriting, that's something that we all do, because I don't really feel with these guys that it needs to be a big ordeal to change something, and then we also have these little rules where we'll just sit on something for a couple days, just listen to it, right? Because we change our stuff, change my own riff. I mean, I write lots of stuff and I'm like, ugh, but they're like, oh, it sounds good, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
and then about 3 weeks later, I'm like, yeah, actually, that is pretty good, right? But so it's that scrutiny. So there's self-scrutiny, individual relationship scrutiny, and then whole band scrutiny.
Totally, and it's nice, like, you've spent X amount of time toiling away trying to get this song together, give it some legs, give it some life, and you think it's done, you hand it to these guys, and then they get to be, it's like a fresh set of ears, right? Like, okay, well that's cool, but what if we mix this piece up here and we put this in there? Like, it's the collaborative process. I have recently found that is far more enjoyable, and I think it serves the song far better than just having one mind on it, right?
Yeah, and it uncovers a lot of gems. For example, like in a new song that we're making a video for, Pride Before the Fall. At least at one point, I remember Jeff was playing like a drum riff, and all of a sudden I just played what I now recorded. You know what I'm saying? So that might not have happened had he not just went. All of a sudden I'm like, and I just went along with it.
Yeah.
So, that's just the magic of chemistry.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's hard to find, and goddamn, you got to hold on to it when you find it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't resist much, and
Yes.
just loosen up on the opinion.
And honestly, this is the first time in my life that I've had a positive collaborative experience. Like, everything prior, people just wouldn't put in the work, and then it would all fall on me, and it was just...
And that's the worst, when it gets down to that, right?
Yeah, but now everyone's contributing. Even Jeff Timus came up with some vocal ideas for that new song that we performed tonight. And everyone's putting in their piece, and they just fit together. And also, I was very happy and relieved to find out that all of my bandmates in Boneyard have an awesome sense of humor.
That is a
And
huge
that
relief.
makes such
I
a
was just going to
difference.
say that you have to have a sense of humor in the band, because,
for sure.
example, the other night, Gerhard was like working on the new song. Yeah, we should extend this ending, and Pam, Leslie, and I look at each other and like, yeah, no. And wait, Gary, Gerhard, there's your idea. It's flying away in the air. Oh, there it goes down in a flaming heap.
It didn't exactly go that route. There's
I hope you don't hate us.
There's some half truths, you know, but yeah, no, it worked out for the best. But yeah, you know, sometimes you just got to play something. What you think is going to sound right and what you end up playing is two totally different things. And you know, I wore my heels off, and it's better. It's better because then
Your
you're
high
not
heels?
digging them in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my high heels.
Yeah.
Well, it's my third pair now.
But even like the promotional videos we've done, like we've done 3 like funny ones, and our last one promoting Decimate was just a 1 minute.
I like the blooper reels of
goofy
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the blooper reel too. That was fucking
saw.
hilarious. But our 1 minute promo, it's at 7,000 views right now on Facebook. On Facebook
Jesus.
alone, and that's without ads or anything.
Yeah,
And
damn.
people are just digging it. Like we're
That's
just
so
being
nice.
goofy, and it was mostly spontaneous. And you know, everyone just had a good time with it, and it shows. It comes through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think people want to see that more through
Yeah.
from
Genuineness,
metal bands,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
They just
for
want to see
sure.
like what are these people actually like, and to let that shine through is super valuable. And
Yeah.
as you've already seen, you've got the response from it organically.
Yeah, for sure. We were blown away. Like, we did a stoner circle, like that 70s show to promote Showerfest
what? I
last
didn't see
year.
that one.
Yeah. We did that last July, I think. And that one still only has like a fraction of the views of this one that we just did for Decimate. So
And the Sonar Circle, you're like putting in a lot of thought, camera angles, adjusting.
Yeah.
The Decimate one, you're just like, hey everyone.
Right? Yeah.
It's funny how that works out. It's like all the planning into this one. It's like, and you're
It's
like,
always
this.
the dumbest one that like just take off.
You're like, no, you idiots! Look at this one. This took ever.
It's like I had no idea Gerhard was gonna do a cartwheel.
All of us did.
The damn campfire wouldn't light on cue.
It's ruined, and then it all becomes the best. Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. So these guys are so good for that. Nobody's getting pissed off, and you know, it's just great.
Yeah, even if you put their like idea on the fridge with a little gold star, it's like, yeah, we'll do that next time. Look, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's, you bring up a good point. It's like when you join a band, it's like, can I work with you? Like, can I have a beer with you? Okay, I can have a beer without trying to kill you. Great. Can I work with you? Can you play? And it's like once those 3 align, it like goes down the funnel, and then like you said, the sense of humor and everything like that. It becomes, it's like, it's not a group of people that are just like working together. It's like, no, we all want something in common. We all want to achieve something and spread a message, or you know, put our art into the ether as it is.
Speaking of which, you got a cold one over there?
Oh, you betcha, buddy. You're killing me.
Like a lager.
Take that too.
Nothing heavy, you know. My liver can't handle it.
Decimator lagers are going down
I have a
fine.
hazy IPA.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Hey, you
let's
know, I'm not
I
picky.
kill
Thanks,
I
man.
have. Do you have a vanilla, like plain Jane, boring guy beer?
Here we go. This is here.
Actually,
Oh.
holy shit, what is this?
Nice.
There we
Thank
go.
you. That's on brand.
I have a hazy pale ale.
Sundog.
That one's pretty
Let's try
light.
it.
Yeah, this one's a lighter one.
Thank you, sir.
And kudos
You're
to
lucky. I was like hiding that from Art of Deception.
Hazy pale ale.
kudos to Leduc Brewing
Yeah, those
for being a
bosses took
Decimate
off our
partner and
beer.
supplying the beer.
Yeah. We're like, hey, we're going.
Oh, it's all about connecting
Cheers.
with people, man.
All right. Cheers. Yeah.
Lunch.
So yeah, that's the thing with the band. Okay, part of it too is doing that social media, which Pamtera and Leslie.
Is it worse?
If it wasn't for them, you know, we wouldn't have everything that we do have with social media. But I mean, even connecting with people when we're playing, we just want to, you know, get a good relationship with the crowd and our fans and everybody who comes out to see shows, everybody who comes out and buys shirts, buys hoodies, you know, like we really, really appreciate that. That's a huge thing. For me, it's just the biggest thing in the world. You know, been playing in original bands since I was like 19. So, I mean, even with the festival, you know, having people show up and take their time and say, hey, I'm going to spend the weekend with these guys. You know, we always strive to play the best, to write the best stuff that we possibly can. So I, for one, like, appreciate it greatly.
Yeah,
So,
especially we're thankful this festival had a diverse lineup.
Yeah.
We're
Super
not.
diverse,
we're,
man.
there's the majority of the bands are way more heavier than us, but we offer something a little bit different, where our band is totally about good vocals. Is
And
like
that shows,
one of
yeah.
our
Yeah.
high priorities is harmonies and vocal layers, real vocal layers, and so it was nice. It was like, it seemed like the folks dug it. So, and yeah, I like Gary said, we're very thankful.
Yeah, you got to have variety. If all the bands sound
Yes.
the same, then it just kind
Then what's the
of
point?
blends together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Slipknot times 10. It's like no one wants to see Slipknot 10 times. Or maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because Astral Prophets, they were saying kind of the same thing. We were talking to them. We're like, hey, you guys are kind of like an amazing mix of power metal and like fucking like just metal. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, that's the weird shit I like. Like, give me more of that. And so, like you were saying, like Boneyard's sound when compared to the other bands here, it's like, just because it's not as genty or heavy or proggy doesn't mean there's not a place for it. And I think that speaks volumes not only to Boneyard being able to fit in and to like really own the stage and the atmosphere, but also like Decimate as a whole. Like this whole festival was like I swear to God, I've never been in a place with a more concentrated like talent pool than Decimate, and it's awesome how that was pulled off. And so I'm really glad that you guys were able to come here to play and for us to like actually see you, like sneak away for a bit, because we unfortunately have missed a few sets, and then there were a few on the list where like we need to do this, that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like we express pass, like if you're like a Disneyland ride, it's like boom, we got an express pass to Boneyard, and we just popped our heads out the door and went into the crowd.
totally
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
thanks, guys.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So, guys, you're killing us. The teasing has become more than any man can bear. What can you tell us about your highly anticipated follow-up to 2020 album Oathbreaker, Black State?
Black Static. So
Oh, Static. I'm sorry.
Black Static. Yep. We got the title down.
We have the album cover.
I love it.
That's the hardest part, really.
We've and so like I said, we're aiming for about a 9-song album, and we've got the first 3 songs recorded, just in the final mixing stage. So it's very close, and just working on videos. We're going to release 3 singles throughout the year.
Nice.
To buy us some more time.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
It's
Yeah.
coming, I swear,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, he's a little bit.
But so that should appease everybody. So that's the plan, and so really excited to. The recording sounds really good, and we're just now in video production mode.
Nice. So, may I ask, like, where do you record and who's doing your videos?
Gary.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we recorded everything with Rattleshock Records, and
Okay.
we actually did a lot of the drum tracking at Two Bodies of Water Productions.
Oh, okay.
Is that based out of Edmonton?
That's in based
Okay.
out of Edmonton, in and around the Capilano
Okay.
area, and so
Glenn Kelton.
Glenn Kelton with Rattleshock. I've known him for 2 decades now, and the professionalism and the ability to just be yourself and play is one of the biggest things. I think even the top producers are like basically half their job is making the artist feel comfortable, right? And that's it, especially when you're doing vocals, because you're kind of,
You're so
I've
exposed.
practiced all this, I've written songs and everything, but now I got to do it perfect. And no, that's not true. You got a couple takes. You can do things, we can go into different sections. So a lot of that, a lot of that has been kind of funneled through each of us when we're recording it. But also too, creatively too, he's come up with some good ideas like, hey, why don't we kind of just do this small thing, especially when we were doing Pam Tara's vocals, right? We'd be like, hey, well, instead of going to this note, why don't you go to that note and then inflect up into that note,
Yeah.
right? And it's little things like that when you finally listen to it and you're like, you're in the studio and you're going to town and you go home and you listen to it and you're like, holy shit, that's way better than what that's way better than what we could have done on our own, right? And sometimes we don't agree with it, and that's all good too, right? So I would
Absolutely.
highly recommend you know, Rattle Shock Records for any recordings or any of that recording or arranging or, you know, anything that you need for your production needs.
Hashtag not sponsored, but also.
Yeah.
But also, can
Get
you
the
be?
plug in, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that makes a huge difference, right? When you get that producer that pretty much acts as a fifth or sixth member of the band, right? Like they want to they have ideas and like they want to serve you and serve your song and make it better, right? And like we've already said, like I can't think of how many times I've said this today, but it's so nice getting another set of ears on a friggin' song.
Yeah, it becomes like not necessarily stale, but like you know it, and you're like, oh well, this is that, this is this.
So I definitely really like what Cam McLeod did for Oathbreaker album. It's really awesome, and you know we just kind of decided, oh maybe we'll try something different, but he did a fantastic job as well. So it's not like, well, we need to, you know, a lot of times it's just the way, hey, let's, you know, go in this direction, and a lot of times we just end up doing it. So that's what happened too. It's not like, well, we weren't unhappy or by any means like that. I totally love what Cam did with Oathbreaker.
Absolutely awesome. Well,
And
guys,
Lizzie, you want to
So
just
the-
quickly
yeah.
say about the video?
We should say the first single is going to be Pride Before the Fall.
okay.
So you guys talk
No,
about.
I'm not going to talk about that video.
We're not allowed
They
to
can
talk
see
about
it.
When is
But-
Pride Before the Fall coming out? Can we feature
Can we
it?
say that? Soon? Okay.
Soon.
So we would like
But-
exclusive streaming rights.
Okay.
But to answer your question from a while ago, we're doing all our videos DIY. We don't have anybody, like we haven't hired anybody because it's not in the
We
band
did all our
budget
videos.
exactly. But
Okay.
Self-financed.
yeah, and we've had a lot of rain delays and issues with getting our amazing actress available and stuff. But we actually just shot her scene
Yeah.
like a
Ooh.
week ago.
Yeah, last
yeah.
week.
So that was
Alright.
a really important piece that we finally got down. So.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
What was the name again? Sorry, for this first single.
Pride Before the Fall.
Pride Before the Fall. So
Sure,
stay tuned
no,
for that.
say it again.
It's a
Come
heavy
on, wait a minute.
message. And
Pride
it's
Before the Fall.
Okay.
So Pam Terra doesn't want to divulge anymore at this time.
Ooh, but I
Oh.
like really deep, heavy
It
things.
is.
It's
It
pretty
is.
heavy.
It is.
We hope it's going to
All right.
be.
No, seriously, it's not some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a message to it, and
So get your permission slip signed for the Fields trip. Like get ready to like be introspective. Yeah, I love that,
Well,
guys.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Thanks
We
for having
would love
us.
to talk to you a lot longer. But we have somebody knocking at the door
Okay,
apparently.
yeah,
So-
yeah.
All right, one more time, please give it up
yeah.
for Boneyard.
Also, don't hate Calgary. Come to Calgary so we can talk to you guys more.
Thank you guys.
My dreams ain't gonna stop until I know